It's a new year, and for those of us who love to plan for our goals, that we like to dream big and say that we want to do all of these things for the year, this is a super exciting time. We get new planners, new calendars, and maybe a new set of pins to mark everything down and to plan everything out. But this year, I did it a little bit differently. I was a little more gentle with myself getting into this year. So I have a few a few tips to give you on how you and me and we can ease ourselves into this new year with less stress and less pressure. So let's talk about that. Hi, everybody. I'm Stephanie. I like to come out here and encourage you to go for your goals, but in a way that does not bring a lot more stress to your lives, in a way that is sustainable, so we can actually accomplish the things that we want to set out for. I know that for the new year, there's resolutions and gyms are busy and everybody has their hopes up high to accomplish their goals. And most of those goals aren't achieved. So I like to come out here to encourage you and inspire you to continue on, to keep going. One of the ways that we can keep going is to have a good starting point and to not just jump in 100%. This is what we're going to do no matter what. This can create burnout. It can create a lot of pressure. And we don't want that. We don't want that in our lives. We don't want that surrounding our goals. We want to stick with them. And one of the things that I did differently this year was at the end of December, instead of kind of writing everything out and saying, okay, here we go, we're going to start again next year. The first thing that I did was I allowed myself to relax. So if you're here at the beginning of January, maybe you're like me, you haven't started yet, that's okay. Along with that, I cleaned my house. I got rid of a bunch of clutter. I cleaned out some rooms. It's not completely done, but that's okay. Getting my space ready has mentally gotten me more prepared and ready to kind of go about this year and know that I'm going to be busy, but also have that weight off of my shoulders. Maybe for you, it's tackling your closet or your kids' room or the attic and getting everything ready. So those are kind of the beginning tips. The next thing that I want to say is, yes, it's the beginning of January, and I'm sure you hear and see a lot of people around you making resolutions. And I want to say, don't feel pressured to start your goals right now, even this week or this month. If you're not mentally ready, or if you need to wait for another time that's later in the year, go ahead and do that. Don't feel the pressure to need to make resolutions or to get started with something in January. Yes, it's a new year, but this year has 365 days in it. It doesn't just have the 31 days in January. Sometimes we feel this pressure to get started right away and that we have to get our goals done in January. And I think this is one reason why people fall off of their goals, is because they want to get started, they want to get it done, they want to see the results in January, instead of telling themselves, I have the whole year. I'm in it for the long game. I'm in it to see results slowly and progressively throughout the year. I have a few tips for you for when you are ready to get started. And you can start this slowly. You can just grab a piece of paper or a notebook or your favorite planner. I have my planners here, and I have a bag of pens that I got for Christmas. But get that piece of paper and start writing out your goal. What do you want it to be? How do you want things to be just a little bit different and notch better maybe? Maybe you have a big goal or a big dream. What is it? Write it down, and that is a great way to start. Then the next tip after you have your goal written down is to start planning it. Start writing it out and building it into what you think that you can accomplish, building it into your life and planning it into your day to spend maybe 20 or 30 minutes working on it. Once you're done planning your goal, I have a few more tips to keep it in mind, to keep going for that long run. One is to make a vision board. Mine is not done yet. And here it is January already. And you know what? That's okay, because like I said, we have the whole year to do this. I'm probably going to get it done the next couple of days. I have my last year's vision board up there that I'll show you. It's en route to going down to the exercise room. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with old vision boards. Do you guys throw them away, or do you keep them around? This one from 2025 is my favorite by far. It was kind of a 3D type of vision board where you could touch it and play with some things. And I had it in a place where I didn't even see it. I thought I would be in my office more. I ended up kind of doing my work in the house, kind of in the kitchen or living room here, and I barely saw it. So I'm actually excited to keep it and keep it down in the exercise room, which I'm down there 3 or 4 times a week. This is a visual reminder of your goals. Obviously, the word vision board, but I'm doing mine a little bit differently this year. Instead of having just some random pictures that, yes, I found on Pinterest, I'm going to be writing down my goals on this vision board. This is all that I'm going to be, it's not glued in, but this is all that I'm going to be putting on here this year. It's very minimal. It's going to be pretty clean, and there's going to be plenty of white space for me to write down my goals in a numerical kind of way, but also some inspirational words. Sometimes it's hard for me to see the pictures and to really know what that is instantly. I have to more think about what the goal is based on the picture. But I think this year, if I write it out in a 1 or 2 word kind of representation of my goal, it'll be easier for me to look at it and be inspired by it. And then obviously I need to move my space because last year I didn't see my vision board very much. So this is going in the closet this year where I get dressed, and I will see it every day. And I would highly recommend that for you in whichever way you want. To go along with this vision board, I have one more tip for you, and that is to get some kind of emblem or signal to you to remember your goals, to remember the reason why you're going for them. Let me go get mine. Hold on just a minute. Okay, let's get back down here. This is my little emblem. This is my little signal this year, and it's a little horse stuffed animal. I'm not going to really explain because it's a little bit embarrassing to me, okay? I told my husband and he thought it was cute, but he laughed at the reason, so I'm keeping it to myself. But to have something remind you of why you're going for your goals is going to be essential for staying with them. Yes, we might want to start that gym membership or go write a book and clean out our entire house. We know that we want to go for those things, but we also have a reason behind that. We have a deeply rooted reason why we're going to be getting off the couch, turning off the TV, taking ourselves away from our comforts and adding that challenging thing to our lives. So having something that you can visually look at and spark your reminder of why you started and why you want to keep going will absolutely help you stick with your goals this year. I want to say one last note before we say goodbye in this video, and that is I'm here rooting for you. I highly believe that you can go for your goals, that you can achieve your dreams that you are setting out to do. You were called upon this goal for a reason. You wanted to get started. You want to have the outcome for a reason, and that is important. That is valid. You are important. Your goals are important. We go for our goals because we're hoping to bring more happiness into our lives. And as cheesy as that might sound, I don't care. We're here to be happy. We're not here to work ourselves into the ground all the time. We need these little extras in our lives to keep going, to bring out these smiles in our faces, and to have that joy in our lives. I hope you come back to the next video. I have a lot of tips and encouragement for you this year, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye. I wanted to come out and say one final note that I finished my vision board and I have this really simple this year. I built it on what I call my pillars of life. This is how I build my goals. I pick 5 areas that are important to me, and then I pick a goal, 1 to 5 goals in each area. Some are really easy. Some are going to take the whole year to work on. Some are just going to be ongoing forever. But I'm putting this up in my closet so I will see it, and I want to know if you do vision boards also. So leave me a comment and let me know. Bye.